Shout out Sniper T on the beat.
Tamara to the break of dawn is on the rise, with life on the forefront of the mind. So line for line, you can ride this brain train and you can change your station without even touching the dial. So relax, stay a little bit, but listen for a while. And whether you're bumping this in the whip or in a business fit, it's a meeting you won't want to miss. A meeting for a meal to feed the soul with words for the mind. So sit back, enjoy the ride. Time to take off, it's time to fly. Cause Tamara till the break of dawn is on the rise.
Hey, y'all. It's me, Tamara. Y'all, I don't know why I've really struggled to record this episode. It's kind of crazy. For those of y'all that are new, every year around my birthday, I do an episode similar to this where I just kind of reflect on all the changes that happened within the past year. In this episode, I'm not going to focus on what I've done to celebrate my birthday. I'll do that in a different episode because I still have a few more things I need to do. But I am going to focus on all the changes that happened when I was 43, because 43 was such a pivotal year that in many ways changed the trajectory of just the course of my life. And two things that happened that are completely different, but still very equally major. One is the end of an era with my kids moving out. And one is the beginning of an era with Zaire being born and me becoming a nana. And my legacy expanding another generation. Like, that's wild. What's crazy, though, is this episode actually should have dropped last Thursday, which was my actual birthday. So normally my episodes drop on Thursdays. It has been a struggle to be on time lately. And June 27th was my birthday. But hey, life been lifing. And so here we are. My kids moving out, though. It's so interesting because you know your kids aren't going to live with you forever. And I never really thought about how I would feel leading up to it. I definitely did not think I'd be sad or cry as I did many times. I definitely did not think it would be this weird adjustment that was hard to grasp, that I didn't like at first. You know, I didn't think any of those things would be a part of it. And I remember, I think it was either a couple days before my birthday, probably, or maybe the day before, just thinking like, wow, a new year is about to start. Because for me, my new year is when my birthday happens. But I just remember thinking a new year is about to start and my kids don't live with me anymore. And it was just kind of wild. It's like they're really just out here living their lives, doing their thing. And I don't know what they do every day. Like, I don't know what they ate for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Now, granted, you're not with your kids 24/7 once they go to school and start jobs and whatever. And even when they lived with me, they weren't always around me. You know what I mean? But it's just wild that they really out here just living their lives. And we FaceTime, we talk on the phone, we text, we do see each other, but it's just wild, right? And then I'm a nana, y'all. Like, there's really a whole other baby that's not my baby, but he's part of my legacy. And it's just so crazy. He's actually turns 8 months today at the time of this recording on July 4th. And it's just been so cool watching him grow up because he's crawling. He's pulling himself up onto stuff to like walk around holding it. He has so much personality. He's so fun and so funny. And it's just wild just watching him grow up, like watching him do things that I'm just like, how do you even know how to do this? Like, crawl, then decide he's done crawling, and then just sit up. Like, what? How are you doing that? You know what I mean? It's just wild. And those were the two major changes that are just very life-altering changes. But then there's also my new career. So I'm in full-time ministry now. And that's wild because if you would have ever asked me if I thought that would be a thing. I didn't. You know what I mean? That wasn't really anything I was aspiring to do. But now it's just like I can't fathom not doing it. And it's just such a gift what I get to do, and having a job that's very creatively focused, but also has purpose and is with people that I actually enjoy being around and spending time with, because we spend a lot of time together because we do a lot as a creative team. And so it's just such a cool season. So many things happened in 43, so much growth, so much healing, so much growing in being more vulnerable with people. And it's really interesting because leading up to this birthday, I'm like, I'm not going into this next year without knowing whoop-de-whoop-de-woo in relation to the feelings that I have for someone. And I'm going to say something and this, that, and the other. I ain't say nothing. I didn't do it. I can't. I don't know. And it just is what it is. Everyone is telling me I should say something. Not everyone. I take that back. A lot of people are telling me I should say something. And I don't know why. I just cannot bring myself to do it. And it's weird because I'm actually usually not this way. I've said this before. It's probably hard to believe because of the way I'm acting right now. But I mean, honestly, I'm surprised I haven't said anything. But for whatever reason, I can't bring myself to. And so I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is. But I've kind of made my peace with that, because I just remember putting pressure on myself of whatever. And I feel like I put unnecessary pressure on myself. And it was honestly, once I made that decision, I'm not saying these things are related, but all I know is I put that unnecessary pressure on myself to have something be known by a certain deadline that I established, that I don't know if it was a time frame that should have been established. And then it was after that I had the panic attack. So I don't know. I'm not saying these things are related, but what I am saying is that once I started just kind of really reflecting on all of that, I decided to take the pressure off of myself of knowing something by a specific date, like this deadline that I established. Now, I'm very much someone who's like, yep, you should have deadlines for goals, but this is not something that I think needed to be that type of deadline. And honestly, I'm glad, because I've been able to have even more growth since then. That, man, there's so much that I have to process through, and so much healing that, man, you don't realize how wounded you really are until you have opportunities to conduct yourself in a healthy manner, I guess, and you find it difficult to do that for reasons that don't make sense. That's when you start realizing how wounded you are and how much healing actually still needs to happen. So yeah, because of that, I took that pressure off of myself, and I actually have felt better ever since. Everyone else, not everyone, there are people in my life that are like, oh, da 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 da. And I mean, I get it from the outside looking in. Maybe you feel like it should be whatever, but I'm more at peace not having this deadline that I established. You know, we've passed the deadline, and it may be something, honestly, I may never know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I can't explain it, but I'm at peace, and that's all that should matter. You know what I mean? To those of y'all that care about me, it's not that anything has changed as far as anything that I feel. If anything, it continues to increase. However, I don't know. I don't know. So yeah, that was 43 for the most part. Like, it just was a lot of growth. It just was a lot of, I feel like, establishing a solid foundation for what's to come. And I know there's so much more that's going to happen in 44 bars. But no, I know there is a lot more to come. And so I'm super excited to continue this new year and see all that's going to happen. And I'm also super excited that I'm getting this episode out on time, because I really had to get things back on track. You feel me? So that is all I have for y'all this week. As always, make sure you take care of yourself mentally. Make sure you take care of yourself emotionally and spiritually, and take care of yourself physically. Be healthy in your relationships and all of that good stuff. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love y'all so much, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.
Ladies and gents, this concludes transmission. Tune in next time for a whole new edition. Another adventure and mission to share, be heard, and clarify the vision of this whole new world for...